Hello, world. You are here on ICW Off the Hook podcast, and you are here with the one and the only, the Doc, along with my guest for tonight, the man of TNA Mafia himself, the chef. How you doing?
We'll try to keep the energy up right now. So let's get it popping.
Tonight. We review ICW Fight Club 12/16/16 review in the garage in Glasgow, Scotland. Now, first kick it off, they had that sick video package of their show intro. How do you always feel about that when you see it?
I dig it. I dig it. I'm not gonna lie. I've been an ICW fan for probably the last year and change. Loving ICW. I consider myself a huge fan of ICW. So I'm really excited to do an ICW podcast with you. Love the fact they do what they do. I love all the way they don't give a fuck and they curse and you got them flipping the fucking bird to people. Um, I know you're a big fan of Billy fucking Kirkwood.
Yes, man.
Love it, love it. Let's get into this shit.
And then to kick off the night, we had the King of the North, James Scott. For those of you who don't know, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background on James Scott. James Scott is a two-time world champion. He's one of the pioneers of ICW, and if you combine both of his world title reigns as champion, it's over 1,000 days. That right there is pretty impressive because in wrestling you really don't see that. On his opponents from the House of Saint, Christopher Saint with amphetamine. Now, to start off the match, Saint would slap Scott right in the face, a sign of complete disrespect. James Scott would grab Saint's legs for a power slam hard down on the mat. Scott would throw his entire body into the midsection of Christopher Saint. Now, for those of you who don't know, Christopher Saint really did section quite a lot over the years, so this is good. So Scott definitely did his homework on Christopher Saint. Would actually do a back actually do damage to the shoulders of Christopher Saint. Scott would do two times a double chops to Saint. Scott would hit upper on the turnbuckles. Saint would try to go for Christopher Saint would try to go for a Russian leg sweep, but was countered by Scott, turning him inside out, literally like one of those, what do you call it, like those what do you call those things that go inside? Those like gel things that you can push inside and out, like you can do all the weird things with them, like a sock kind of thing.
Man, who the fuck is?
That's what I'm going for. Scott goes for the go to sleep, countered by Saint for a roll up kick out. Gets hit for the sniff. The out at 2, Scott would hit the dragon suplex, where it would look like it killed Christopher Saint. Christopher would kick out at 2, and Amphetamine would then shake her goods, if you know what I'm talking about, to distract James Scott, and Christopher Saint would super kick the hell out of James Scott to win the match. Your thoughts on that match?
I don't like the Christopher Saint guy. The
Amphetamine.
the thing that's outside the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm not sure. A really ugly broad, but I think that's a tranny or I couldn't. I could not help it. Like I was like, Jesus fuck, you're killing this match. Like, can that locked away in the back or something? I don't know, man. I don't like the guy because of fuck this guy. Bringing back the guy, like I said, I didn't know anything about this guy. He had a really good match, so it was really good. I just really don't like. Let me just get that out there, but thing out there was not looking proper. Do drag, do it right. Oh, you better work.
And then following that, we had a backstage interview with Jennifer Louise and Aaron Echo. And Jennifer Louise asked, "Last time you were here, you had a few words for us, but you're not scheduled to compete tonight. You look ready. So why exactly are you here?" Aaron Echo says, "I'm not scheduled yet. November 20th, the SSE Hydro Fear and Loathing 9, the biggest pay-per-view in British wrestling history. I was in the Stairway to Heaven match for the Zero G Championship. And not long after that, there was a tournament, and I was never asked to be in there. So now, and it's funny, Insane Championship Wrestling is always all about opportunity. And I'm not going to sit at home and let that opportunity come to me. I'm here tonight to grab my opportunity for the Zero G Championship. Your thoughts on that?
I don't know enough about this guy to really get behind him or say enough. I mean, hey, look, the man said everything he needed to say. He said it right. You know, like I said, it's hard for me to get behind people I don't have serious background on or someone I've watched enough. So,
well, to give you a little bit of background on Aaron Echo for the fans as well, Aaron Echo was the guy as a security man for ICW when it was in the pioneer.
I get all that. I just, like I said, me personally, I haven't seen enough of this guy to put my own.
Fair enough. For the next match is is the ICW debut of Charlie Sterling versus Kenny Williams, and if Charlie Sterling wins, a title shot for the Zero G Championship.
Okay, I'm not trying to cut you off here, but this is the kind of thing that I'm really proud to say now, and I get to watch this guy's debut because he's one of the guys that I can say, okay, I've watched this guy from the beginning. You know, I can't say that about Jester or Jimmy Havoc, even though I'm a huge fan of Jack Jester. I didn't watch those guys from the beginning. I didn't watch ICW from the beginning. I didn't know about it. Um, this guy, and I know we're going to talk about it. He had one fucking hell of a match. Definitely.
Over 20 things to say about the guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's just an amazing fucking talent. And while we go into it, obviously, I'll break down more. But instantly, like right off the jump, like someone that I could see putting in my top 10 right quick. You know what I mean? So, go do what you're gonna do, and then we'll kind of talk back on this. But man, this guy is fucking super talented.
Kenny Williams and Charlie Sterling would get in the ring. You'd hear the theme music of the unstoppable Andy Wild. Andy Wild would join Billy fucking Corkwood at commentary for this match. And then, well, just when you think the match is going to start, Aaron Echo would come out and he says, as most of you know, I've been carrying dead weight for most of this year. And then when I made the decision to get rid of that dead weight, it helped me out tremendously. Since ICW is all about opportunities, I'm not one to sit at home and wait for that opportunity to come. To me, Charlie Mark Dallas has said that tonight, if you pin or in any way, shape, or form defeat Kenny Williams, you automatically get a shot at the Zero G Championship. But how about we make things a little bit interesting here? If I get the pinfall, the shot for the Zero G title, ring that bell. And then what happened here, Charlie Sterling, as soon as Aaron Echo would get into the ring, would eat a super kick right to the face. Charlie Sterling would do a power slam to Kenny Williams, kick out at 2 by Kenny Williams. Charlie Sterling from off the top rope misses, and in a super spinning, I believe was going for like a spinning, a spinning roll of thunder, so to speak, on Kenny Williams, what would miss. And then when he attempts to clothesline Kenny Williams counters into a suicide dive, taking out Aaron Echo outside the ring. Charlie Sterling would then jump over the top rope with crushing Kenny Williams and Aaron Echo, and then still lands on his feet, which to me is very impressive. Aaron Echo would then big boot Charlie Sterling off the ring apron into the steel barricade. Aaron Echo would dive off the top rope, crushing Sterling and Williams. Charlie Sterling would attempt a jumping mid rope cross body, misses Aaron Echo. He goes for the big boot, misses, and both Kenny Williams and Charlie Sterling kick him in the front of his head and the back of the skull of Aaron Echo. Kenny Williams would hit a springboard back elbow on Charlie Sterling with a kick out at 2. Kenny Williams would hit a frog splash, then goes for another. He gets launched by Charlie Sterling to get to the ring apron, and then would kick Sterling in the back of the head, would go for a springboard, caught by Sterling, and then Williams would counter, pushes him into the ropes. Kenny Williams would go for that super clothesline of his, then a spinning heel kick out of nowhere by Charlie Sterling. Then Charlie Sterling would do a short side power bomb to Williams for a kick out once again at 2. Then at that point, Charlie Sterling would go for a standing moonsault countered by Williams. Aaron Echo would follow up, crushing the back of Charlie Sterling. Aaron Echo at this point would also hit a running neck breaker on Kenny Williams, kick out at 2. And if you haven't realized my kind of kick out at 2 here, most times it's on Kenny Williams at kick out at 2. And Aaron Echo would kick the head of Williams along with a European uppercut. Charlie Sterling would super kick Aaron Echo for the second time. And yeah, you can do me a favor every time I say he super kicks him, can you count for me? So I know how much the count's been on. And then Kenny Williams with a running boot in between the eyes of Sterling. And then all 3 competitors at one point just kick, spin kick, elbows, forearms, etc. to each other, being the lifebite of each other. Then Charlie Sterling would attempt a super kick to Kenny Williams. He would counter, throwing Sterling into Echo. Off the top rope, hit a double, I guess, boot to the face. You can say both men kick out at 2. Sterling super kicks Kenny Williams, and then a diving moonsault off the mid rope. Aaron Echo would elbow the back of the head of Sterling into a fisherman's buster, kick out at 2. Sterling would super kick Aaron Echo again, then followed with a cutter, then a brain buster, then followed by a diving spinning corkscrew off the top. Williams would break up the pin at 2. Williams attempts to pin Echo, kick out at 2. Williams would then hit the cliff buster on Aaron Echo to win the match. Your thoughts on that before I go any further? Because there's still one more part to this match.
You might need to calm the fuck down before you get a fucking heart attack. No, like I said before, this guy Sterling is just a machine. I mean, we all know Kenny Williams. He's like the Back to the Future superstar, or whatever, whatever they call it. But this,
the
Kenny,
Bullock.
The what?
The Bullock.
The Bullock?
Yep.
Okay, I don't understand British terms, from Queens, so whatever. But Kenny Williams is legit. Sterling coming in and showing this magnitude of skills is just going to propel him in the Zero G Championship, title picture. I mean, if you watch this guy's body of work, this is just match 1. That's what you said, right? It's his debut.
Well, it's his debut on actual live TV.
Okay, well, there you go. So it's his debut on TV. So to me, this is his first match because I didn't see anything else, and I don't know if you have.
Yes.
So watching this guy do what he does and looking at his body language, looking at him flying over and landing on his feet, he is that is a big dude. He's flying around. He's strong. He's got that look. I want to see him cut a promo. I don't know if ICW, they're not really big into cutting promos, but this guy is a fucking machine, and this guy's legit. And the next 2 years, if ICW is smart and keeps this guy, around the fans, and the fans can get behind him, this guy is a future long-time Zero G champion. I'm calling it now. The chef is putting his stamp of approval.
And then towards the end of this, on the rope, Andy Wild and Kenny Williams would stare at each other. Kenny Williams now knows that there's no other contenders besides Andy Wild. So now his focus goes on to the unstoppable one, Andy Wild. And on the ramp, they both stare at each other. Kenny raised the title, and they both shake hands, showing a lot of respect for each other. But they know soon they go to war for that Zero G championship. Your thoughts on that?
No, I enjoyed the whole fight. Like I said, and I agree with what you said. I mean, these guys, they put that work in. This was a sick match, except for the other guy who just kind of got the shit kicked out of him the whole time.
Aaron Echo?
Yeah, he was like a beat up toy, he was kind of the third wheel, and they really let him know, like, you're fucking not involved in this match. Like, just shut the fuck up, sit down, take some punches and super kicks. You're just, I don't know. I felt bad for the guy. If you really look back, like, this guy took a beating for absolutely no damn reason, but these other 2 men look really good, and he looked real shitty.
Then backstage interview with Christopher Saint and Jennifer Louise with Veronica Lestrange.
I love Veronica Lestrange. I just want to say that.
Did Jennifer Louise ask, "Congrats on your first victory since returning to ICW. How do you feel?" Christopher Saint says, "I'm really happy. What a way to end the year here at ICW. On a win, it's fantastic. And with that being said, 2017 is going to be an even bigger year for the House of Saints, and a bigger year for me. And to end on such a sensational note, it is the best. I'm not planning on changing that. I plan to keep on winning." Your thoughts on that?
I love Veronica Lestrange. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Backstage interview with the Zero G champion Kenny Williams and Veronica Lestrange. Veronica Lestrange asked, "Congrats, you've come out victorious yet again against Charlie Sterling and also the interference of Aaron Echo. All eyes are on you at the moment, especially since you are the Zero G champion." Kenny Williams says the Zero G title is a marquee title, not just in ICW, but in the whole world of pro wrestling. I know people are going to be watching this, sitting at their homes, thinking I'm the best, or I'm the future of flights, or I'm the villain. Some may be going saying I'm the supernova. So, boys, get yourself on a plane or a train and find out where ICW is going to be. You get your stuff on, get in that ring, and challenge me for the Zero G title, and then we will find out if you're actually the Bullocks. Veronica says, "Open challenge for Kenny Williams. Will you answer the call?" Your thoughts on that?
My only thing I'm gonna say about that is a gauntlet is tossed, so you either get down or lay down.
I mean, now that he took a shot at the ROH World Television Champion, the villain, took a shot at the Supernova,
Fuck Marty Scurll. That's who you're talking about, right?
the villain. Yeah.
Fuck Marty Scurll.
What do you feel about the Supernova?
And first off, I feel Marty Scurll stole this guy's image, Chris Renfro, or Renfro, whatever you want to call him,
With the glass.
with the glasses and all that. All this guy did was throw on like a freaking chinchilla coat and with a stupid umbrella or cane, whatever it is.
Umbrella.
I've never been a fan of Marty Scurll. You know what? He's a good bad guy. I'll give him that. He cuts a fucking good promo. He's a decent wrestler, but he ain't all what people are hyping him. Fuck that guy. And Kenny Williams is better than him anyway.
All right. Then we have DCT along with Viper and Santa Claus. This is a very awkward promo.
It's fucking weird.
Yeah, but I don't think anything tops the Sweet Tooth Music match.
Well, no, go ahead.
DCT says, "What's in your sack, Santa?" He says, "Have you been a good boy this year?" "Well, what about you, boys and girls in the crowd? Have you been good?" DCT, "I have presents for the good people of the garage here. Some are unwrapped gifts, and I'm going to throw them to the fans. And when they start doing all this weirdness, then Davey Blaze comes out with the Wee Man and says, "First things first, that's not Santa. You're all a bunch of clowns coming out here to panta to these half-wits. You don't deserve Christmas songs. You don't deserve presents. As far as you're concerned, Christmas is canceled. But as for you three, we feel sorry for you, and we think you deserve Christmas and some presents. You know what, Davey? How about we give them their gifts?" Then Davy Blaze takes out Santa Claus, thank God. Then goes after DCT. They start brawling. Viper chases the Wee Man, but the Wee Man I think smashes Viper's face into the steel barricade because Viper gets taken out. Then inside the ring, DCT starting to beat up Davy Blaze, but then the Wee Man would low blow DCT, and Davy Blaze about to beat up DCT. Joe Hendry comes out, helps out DCT and Viper, and then they all start singing Christmas songs.
Weird. Believe it or not, the guy sounded pretty good before until they started going, oh, whatever. It was actually pretty cool. It was a good little segment. Anything with Santa Claus, anything with, Santa not getting his fucking teeth kicked in is a pretty cool thing.
When you got his punch, you got the crap knocked out of him.
Well, not now, not this show.
Yeah, Davy Blaze, the first one that Davy Blaze went after.
Oh shit! I must have missed that when I checked my Twitter. Damn, you're an asshole for knocking out Santa Claus.
Best thing ever. Great job, David. Great job. You sold the promo.
Fuck you, Davy Blaze. You don't knock out Santa. You're like these Philly fans that threw snowballs at him. Asshole.
That's awesome. Backstage interview with Charlie Sterling and Veronica Lestrange. Veronica says, "Your first time in Glasgow. How do you fight it so far?" Charlie Sterling says, "I thought it was absolutely stellar. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. This is the best crowd I've ever wrestled in front of, and I'll tell you what, I'll be back." Veronica asks, "How do you feel about your match against Kenny Williams and Aaron Echo?" Sterling says, "I don't get what Echo's deal is. I mean, sure, he wants to be the Zero G champion, but I'll tell you what, Aaron Echo, if you want a shot, you're going to have to go through me." And Veronica asks, "What's next on the card for you?" Sterling says, "I'll be back here in the garage."
I'm hyped up on this guy. Obviously, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid. I'm believing in him. I'm throwing all my faith in him. I'm going all in. Um, Sterling is the truth. He's the real deal. I see it in him. I don't want to say this, but I'm going to say this. Here's a guy I would love to see in TNA. Obviously, I'm Chef from TNA Mafia. Obviously, I want great talent in my promotion. But to be completely honest, I just think this guy should be on TV everywhere. He is a, I like I said, I'm drinking the Kool-Aid, man. I'm all in. There's not, I could just keep going in. He's just a phenomenal athlete. If you listen to what he's saying, he's saying, fuck that. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. I'm gonna be up in here. I'm gonna be doing my dizzle. I'm gonna fucking rock out. You know what I mean? I'm really digging this guy. Let's go Sterling for champ, baby.
All right, 2017 campaign.
I'm going hard with it.
All right, then we have the bad motherfucker Lionheart versus ICW debut Dylan Angel. Angel, yep.
My boy Lionheart. Let's go.
Then Dylan Angel with a jumping moonsault on Lionheart. Angel would then try to suicide dive, would be caught midway with a straight knockout forearm by Lionheart. Lionheart would throw Angel into the steel barricade. Lionheart runs to crush Angel into the barricade. Instead, goes flying over the back of Angel into the crowd, and then Angel off the top rope into the crowd with Lionheart, and his security would hit his finishing maneuver, the shooting star press. What did you feel about that move right there before I go any further?
Thought it was fucking sick. These two guys are fucking putting work in mad quick in the match. But that's what Lionheart does. Lionheart is a beast. He's a bad motherfucker, like his nickname. That, you know what? Let's go. Let's go, Lionheart. Another fucking guy in behind. And it just sucks that both of these guys are like zero G champions. Well, going for zero G championship, which I can't wait to see Lionheart versus Sterling.
Dylan Angel would hit the end, a spinning enziguri, and then a drop kick to the back of the skull of Lionheart with the kick out at 2. Lionheart would then hit the punt kick on Angel, props him up on the turnbuckle. Lionheart would go onto the floor, would jump right back up right before Dylan Angel does the shooting star press in midair, catches him with a cutter to win the match. How do you feel about that?
Well, fuck that. I'm all in. Yeah, I don't know if you talked about where the Angel guy, tried to jump out the ring and Lionheart fucking cocked him in the face.
I did.
Okay, and I know you say when he did that, what's that running boot thing he calls?
Yes, the punt kick.
The punk, no, the punk kick. See, I don't know why they would call it a punk kick because
that's reindeer. Okay, off the script real quick. Right, the Vipers. That's not a real punt kick. That's just kicking someone in the face.
Well, no, because a punt is like when you're kicking the ball and you're punting it.
Well,
whatever. If it's called the punt kick, I'm gonna call it the lion kick because that's what I feel it is, or the lion boot, whatever. But him running, I mean, this guy's at like he looked like he was going 9,000 miles an hour and just kicked this guy in the snot box. You know what I mean? Then it was the reverse. That fucking finish, which I thought was the best finish of the night, which it wasn't. And I'm a Lionheart guy, and watching him fucking boot this son of a bitch in the face was fucking awesome.
Oh, and I forgot the best motherfucking drop kick on him too.
You're cursing a whole lot over here, but yeah, it was a serious kick. I really dig it. Watching him do what does he call it? I know it's not hit that finishing move. What's the name of it?
And no, that was a regular pow. Like his thing is the elite, which is a super kick.
Oh shit. Okay, so I don't even know what the fuck we're gonna call that.
I'm called the cutter. I'm called the cutter. That's what it looked like.
The lion cutter. The lion cutter. When Angel was jumping off the top was sick. The man who should have won. Lionheart. Another guy for 2017 Zero G champion.
See, and before we go any further, how do you feel about the debut of Dylan Angel?
He proved he could be on that level because like I said, I'm really high on Lionheart. And if you really pay attention, and all those fans are singing,
Lionheart is a fanny.
Lionheart is a fanny. Lionheart is a fanny. Whatever. I don't want to chop it up, but you don't get that pop unless you're doing it. And Lionheart is doing it, and that's why the fans are really getting at him because you want to see this guy lose, and he's bringing it to you like that. This guy really showed that he could be on that level with a guy like Lionheart. you know you're a talent when you could push somebody that talented along in a match. And Angel's another real look. I know a bunch of guys are technically going over, and I know you don't want to talk about the ICW WWE thing. I know a bunch of guys are going over there, but if you look at Sterling and Angel coming in, some of these guys can get replaced. Now, I'm not saying that they're as good or they're going to be as great or their careers in ICW will be better, but you're looking at younger talent. Now, Kenny Williams is a fucking young guy, but you're looking at really young talent that's just fucking shining. And I'm going to tell you now, I'm a huge Lewis Gervin fan, and I would take Lewis Gervin over anybody in the Zero G championship title reign,
Division.
Division. I would take him almost over anybody that's in ICW right now. I'm not gonna, you know what? I don't want to sound like a homer. The big homie Bram is my dude. Obviously, that's my guy. I love Drew Galloway. Grado. Hold on.
I don't want to cut you off yet.
Hold on.
I wanted to say that for the end of the show, where it's kind of like our talk show more than our
Okay,
podcast.
okay.
So
I
we
see
get
where
to
you're going
talk
with
about
this. Okay, I'll come up with this again.
Awesome. So I have a whole bunch. Don't worry, I have a whole bunch of questions to ask about some other stuff too.
All right.
And we were at number 10, the ICW Tag Team Championship match. Bird and Boar, the Marauders versus Jackie Polo and Mark Coffey, Polo Promotion. And at the beginning of the match, Polo Promotions would hit Bird with the Roadhouse. Boar would throw Mark Coffey into the steel barricade. Bird would do a suicide dive on and hit Boar and Polo Promotions. Jackie Polo about to throw Boar into the ring post, but instead Boar would counter, smashing the skull of Jackie Polo into the steel post, taking him out for a while. This would cause a major problem for Polo Promotions because while Jackie Polo was down, Bird would smash Mark Coffey with a steel chair, and his head would scud off the floor. And at this point, Coffey is down, leaving the match basically a handicap match, and Jackie Polo is stuck fighting two monsters alone. And then a senton bomb by a Boar on Polo. Polo would do a German suplex on Bird for a kick out at 2. Jackie Polo would do like 8 chops to Bird. Polo would do three in a row scoop slams and an off the top rope elbow shot to the throat of Bird for a kick out at 2. A double spine buster by the Marauders to Polo. Then Mark Coffey would come in after being knocked out for quite a while in the match. Would break up the pin count at 2. Mark Coffey would hit a lariat with a slam on Borat kick out at 2. Mark Coffey would throw up. Then unfortunately, the referee would stop the match. The match would go to a no contest, and still your champions, Polo Promotions.
Okay. First off, let me start by saying when I first saw Polo Promotion, I was like, their name is stupid. These guys' gimmicks look stupid. Their music sucks. I didn't like their attire. I was like, man, I'm not gonna like these motherfuckers at all. That's quickly changed. Polo Promotion is freaking badass. These guys are the shit. They work like a straight up old school tag team. They're flawless in ring. These guys just feed off each other. Their mechanics with each other are amazing. These guys are just Polo Promotion is the real deal. And I know I've been using that word a lot, but these guys they're amazing talent. Um, it is so unfortunate that the guy got hurt because it was a really good match. And you never want to see nobody get hurt, and you kind of seen the other guys like, man, this is bad. Like he's hurt, so you just wish him, I wish him the best. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he had a concussion or what the issue might be. I just want him to get better soon. Shame it ended the match the way it did, but you know what? You'd rather have somebody safe than seriously hurt. So, it was cool to see the respect on both sides.
And you also have to give the props to he still tried to fight.
He did. But you know what? That's what these men do. And the warrior from the boys, because the real men, they'll keep fucking trucking until they can't.
And that's the one thing a lot of people love about Polo Promotions. They always say they always do it for the fans.
And you got to respect people like that. So I'm not going to be on some shtick or, get into my chef character because, we just do this funny thing for you guys or try to make you laugh. That's what these podcasts are for. All in all, on a real note, we just wish them the best. No jokes, no nothing. Get well soon, brother.
And that shout out right there would be to Mark Coffey and all of ICWOTH all 28 followers on Twitter, and all 2 subscribers on YouTube, and the like 200 something followers he has on Twitter. And continuing with this, Mark Coffey, Pole Promotions, and the Marauders. But then at the end, when Mark Coffey and Jackie Polo are able to get medical attention and help when they leave the match and leave ringside, the Marauders would take out the ring crew. So how'd you feel about that?
It was a smart move. They kind of just stood around, not sure what to do. It showed a real side to them. They didn't, get to be heels. They kind of were like, wow, this looks bad. So at least with them beating up the ring crew idiots, you know, it kind of showed them going back to their heel route. So it kind of it stayed to where they're at, and it was. I'm not saying it was needed to beat up these poor fucking ring guys, but you know what? It put their characters right back where the heels should be.
And then we had a backstage interview with Jennifer Louise and the Marauders Burden Boar. Jennifer Louise says, unfortunately, a real disappointing outcome from tonight's match for you gentlemen. Boar says, did you see that? Whose call was that? Who knows when they're gonna be back? Who's making the call? Bird says, now what happened to Mark happened to Mark, but that's a poor decision. You see, if anyone knows about poor decisions, it'll be me. Just ask my ex-wife. You see that right? You see that right there? That proves one thing, that they can't get the job done. And if they can't get the job done, guess what? That just proves that we are the best tag team in the world. Your thoughts on that comment and that statement?
I agree. I mean, look, like I said, they went right back to their heel role. So I dig it. I dig it. I like these guys. They look like no nonsense guys. They look like and I've never been to the UK, but they look like the two son of a bitches that you go into some pub, or because I know we call it a bar, but if you go into a pub and you say the wrong things, these guys are gonna punch you in your fucking teeth. That's what these guys look like, and I dig these guys.
And then we have our ICW main event of the evening. It would be for the ICW World Heavyweight Championship of the World match. And then you would have the leader, the challenger, the leader of the filthy generation, the Reverend Stevie Boy, versus the last King of Scotland, the big bad wolf, Wolfgang. And then this thing. No, I'm gonna let you guys know this. If Stevie Boy were to win this match, and if he does win this match, he would become the first ever triple crown winner in ICW history. And first the both men shake the hand, but both give each other the middle fingers. Then a flying cross body to Stevie Boy by Wolfgang. Then Stevie Boy would pull Wolfgang's bun hair, or the man bun, and Wolfgang would go crashing on the ring apron and bounce to the floor. And then Wolfgang would hit a backbreaker on Stevie Boy, kick out at 2. Wolfgang just like messingly around, has Wolfboy on his shoulders, slams him down on the mat very hard, goes for a moonsault, misses. Stevie Boy off the top rope, moonsault onto Wolfgang to the outside. Wolfgang has Stevie Boy for a powerbomb in midair, counters into a roll-up kick out at 2. Kick out at 2 by Wolfie. Stevie Boy flipped in midair from a look to be moonsault, caught by Wolfgang, slammed to the mat. Wolfgang tried to do the howling, misses. Stevie Boy hits him with a one-legged drop kick. Wolfgang then at this point had the brass knucks. Stevie Boy sprayed something in Wolfgang's eyes. It was a little spray can. Then a Canadian destroyer. Wolfgang would kick out at 2. And I know you've got something to say about that, so I'll let you say it.
Man, that was some fucking bullshit. It's one of my favorite moves of all time. Me being a TNA guy, it's called the Canadian Destroyer.
That's what they call it. Actually, no, they call it Destroyer. My bad.
Yeah, they don't. Why would they call it the Canadian Destroyer if the guy's not from Canada? But to do that move with someone as big as Wolfgang and someone as small as Stevie Boy, it just looks so much more fucking impressive. And to double it up.
Oh, we didn't get there yet.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Stevie Boy gets a chair, and then Wolfgang punches the chair with the brass knucks. Wolfie throws the brass knucks away, then hits him with a pop-up power bomb. Then Stevie Boy would follow up by a leg lock. Then Kaylee Ray would come out and get Stevie Boy to avoid Wolfgang's. I think it's called Scottish Curse, something like that.
I don't know.
It's like a fisherman slash Boston Crab type of submission, and then thank God for Kaylee Ray coming out. Otherwise the match probably would have been over right there, and the match would continue. Off the top rope suplex by Wolfgang on Stevie Boy. Kick out at 2 once again. Stevie Boy with a pouncing kick to the face, followed by a super kick, followed by another super kick. Then both Stevie and Wolfgang kick each other where the sun don't shine, if you know what I mean. Then Kaylee Ray gets a chair. Stevie Boy drop toe holds Wolfgang's face into the chair. Kaylee Ray holds a chair into the face of Wolfgang. Stevie Boy goes off the top, coast to coast, for a kick out at 2. And if me and you both know, that should have killed Wolfgang.
Absolutely.
Then Wolfgang has the brass knucks back on. Kaylee Ray gets elbowed in the face for her troubles. Stevie Boy jumps off a chair for a springboard. Instead, gets made famous when he's punched with the brass knuckles by Wolfgang. Kaylee Ray pulls Thomas Kearns out of the ring, stopping the count, which means the match still continues. And then at this point, Wolfgang tries to intimidate Kaylee Ray. He gets very salty when she gets very, very hood on her, and then throws a chair at her, and then tries to almost attempts to like threaten her with the brass knucks. Kaylee Ray leaves ringside. Your thoughts? If you want to say something?
I do want to say something because you said he got ghetto with her, she got ghetto with him. When he looks over, and if any of you people understand or like hip hop music, go look for Gilly the Kid. He has this thing where he says right thing, you know what I mean? Just right, right. And she looks dead at Wolfgang. Only says one thing. She says right. And he gets tight. This dude looked like if he wanted to punch her in the face with the brass nizzies, you know what I mean? Like he was like, this bitch really just say right? He was like, yo, hold up. I'm gonna come out there, I'm gonna mop your jaw real quick. And Kaylee Ray ain't stupid. She was like, hold up. You're a pretty big dude with brass knuckles. I'm out.
And Wolfgang getting back into the ring. Stevie Boy kicks the mid-level rope, hamming Wolfgang right in the balls. And then Stevie would roll up Wolfie. And while his feet are on, I just want to say these are two heels.
Absolutely.
And they, as you can see, are a really dirty fighter when they both have the same idea of kicking each other in the ball at the same time. Pretty ballsy. And then Stevie Boy hits another destroyer on Wolfgang. Then off the top, landing on Wolfgang, hits another destroyer. This is when I thought it was over. I thought we were going to have a new ICW World Champion. I solely believe firmly that it was over. And what the over 180-day maybe streak of Wolfgang and his historic title reign, his first ever title reign, would be over right here. And then a kick out at 2, and I'm saying at 2 out of nowhere. I don't know where he pulled it out of. But my God, I thought it was over. And then Wolfgang would go for the slam dunk. Stevie Boy countered into a kick, but then tries to punch Wolfgang, but instead would once again be made famous and gets tapped in the jaw with the brass knucks. Wolfgang goes for the pin. And then at 2, when I also thought it was over for Stevie Boy puts his foot on the rope once again, kick out at 2, and the match continues. And at that point, I thought Wolfgang was going to take the title. This match was so intense. It was incredible. And then Wolfgang would hit the pop-up slam, followed by the howling to win the match. Your winner, and still the ICW World Champion, going into the 4th annual Square Go to face whoever wins the match of Chris freaking Renfrew versus the insane Trent Seven Army. Trent Seven, that winner will face Wolfgang for the ICW World Title at the 4th ever Square Go. And any thoughts or comments?
One, you might have to get a defibrillator because you're about to have a freaking heart attack. 2, I love Trent Seven. I think he's another amazing guy. Chris Renfrew, I definitely like him because of that crazy matches he's had. To be completely honest, I don't give a shit who wins out of any of those guys because whoever wins and fights Wolfgang is going to be an amazing match. Those are three badass dudes. Back to this match. I agree with you. I sat here and I was like, holy shit. I didn't know who was going to win the match. At one point, I'm like, holy shit. When I seen the two Canadian destroyers, I'm like, oh man, there's a new champ. And then I'm like, oh shit, um, Wolfgang's going to win. And then he kicks out. And I'm like, this is what wrestling is made of. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what fucking wrestling is. It's not when you sit there and you kind of already know who's going to win. These are the matches that you think you know who's going to win. Something happens, you're like, oh my God. Then something happens, and you're like, holy shit. These are the things that bring me back to my childhood. I've been watching wrestling for many years. This match bring me back to that, why I fell in love with wrestling. This match single handedly did that. The Lionheart match I thought was freaking amazing. This match trumped that shit like if it was a whack ass match. This match was fucking awesome. Going forward, I don't know what's going to happen with ICW with some of the guys going into that stupid WWE thing. I don't like talking to E. I don't talk E on TNA Mafia, so I'm not going to do it here. Besides, fuck the E.
I agree.
They will bury these fucking guys, and I don't give a shit what any of you marks think. And I call you people marks because if you don't think they'll get buried, well, fucking open your eyes and listen to what the WWE, well, stop saying it. Listen to what the fucking people are complaining about that are fans of these guys, of previous guys that are there.
Good, and it was funny. Your ICW men, Drew Galloway, Bram, they buried them, and they had to resurrect their careers. For the people who tried to talk crap
Eli
on
Drake.
Twitter, Eli Drake is another. He was there too.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's right. He was the
La
Resistance.
Resistance.
Yeah, 2003 right there. They got buried by Team 3D. Oof.
Aaron Rex, who never got no push.
Yeah.
EC3. I mean, there's a list.
And since we're talking about UK, and this is a UK show, yeah, your two main guys that you guys love to say "f you" to. So when I made that tweet a few
Well,
days
don't
ago,
even go into that because these marks don't even need. They're marks. Marks are marks. Marks are what's killing wrestling.
yeah,
The
they're
marks.
they're almost as bad as spoilers.
The marks are killing wrestling. Regardless of what, this is what I was trying to get into. With the question marks of what's going to happen with ICW because of certain names going, into this tournament. You don't know if they're signing full time. You don't know if they're signing part time. We don't know nothing. And the best thing to do is not make assumptions. We just know who's into this tournament. But if these guys decide to kind of take the other promotion more serious, the PG promotion more serious. First off, these guys can't be throwing middle fingers out there. These guys can't be cursing. These guys can't even do certain moves because they're blocked. Ask Eric Young. So they're limited to what they want. Now, there's a lot of guys that I want to come to my beloved TNA, like Jack Jester, like Jimmy Havoc. I do realize that these guys won't even be able to act the way they do because I'm not trying to say that my American wrestling is softer than ICW.
I think there's a lot more kids watching.
Not even just that, is this country has a lot more social media blocks and network blocks. Right now, with them having no TV and being on an app, it's perfect because they can do whatever the fuck they want.
Well, they're on Fight.
Yeah, but the British culture
and they're on BBC.
No, I understand that, but the British culture, these people are allowed to act a certain way.
It's normal.
Where the American society has become weaker mentally, so we're not allowed to see stuff like that because people are so pussies nowadays where you can't throw a middle finger, you can't say certain things, you can't do certain things or else everything is an issue. I think right now, with those names being question marks, here's the time to push Bram. Here's the time to let Drew Galloway wreck Rumshot. Let Jack Jester be that guy again, the face of the company. I do know the history of ICW, but I didn't watch it live, so I don't take credit for it. You have so much talent there. A guy like Bram, and I know once again, anyone who knows me is gonna be like, damn, you're always pitching Bram. You're always pitching Bram.
But it's not like Bram's some guy that's just, it's him. It's
No,
just
no,
a
no.
talented ass
I
wrestler.
understand that. The man's a beast, but give him a shot. It's something that ICW hasn't seen before. He's never been the face of a real big company.
They call him the king of all that is evil, and I don't think you get that name for being very nice, or you don't earn that nickname.
No,
So
but even if it's for, just say he only has that belt for 2 months, you can get back on track with something. Let him be the interim champ. See how it works. If the fans are behind him, I
well,
mean,
I mean, with the way this tournament thing is going, if Mr. Seven and Mr. Gang and Mr. Williams decides to bounce, well, that leaves a whole lot of filler uppers to do for guys like
no,
Chris Renfield.
no, no, because that's where you have those guys like Jester, Galloway, Lionheart.
Well, that's what I
Um,
meant. That's why I was getting
yeah,
to
yeah,
that
yeah.
point.
And you have these two guys, Angel and Sterling, who easily come back in for Kenny Williams. I like Kenny Williams. I think he's an awesome talent. But these two guys can easily replace him.
I mean,
So
you
you
also
get
you're also getting Lewis Gervin too. I mean,
well, no,
those three.
Gervin. I want Gervin anywhere.
You put four combustible elements like the three men that you just mentioned in Lionheart. You have
Let me tell you something. That Fear and Loathing match
the Stairway to
with
Heaven.
yeah, if they did like a fatal 4-way, I guess like a tables, ladders, and chairs. I don't know what they were, call it over there. But if you had Gervin, Lionheart, Angel, and Sterling, I'm just saying those four, you could have something that this could ultimately be the greatest ever Zero G championship match. These four guys would be
If
phenomenal
done right.
if done right. This could be one of those things that this could be one of the greatest ever Zero G championship matches. There's just so much possibility right now. I've been saying this for a year. The best talent is coming out of the UK and Scotland. Because I know
Also,
Lionheart, Galloway.
don't forget Ireland. Ireland's got its own thing as well.
All right, well,
Um,
I'm going with Scotland because I think most of those guys are from Scotland. But oh man, there's so much talent. ICW is lit right now, and this is why people are trying to poach them because right now the best fucking talent. And look, I got a Facebook page, TNA Mafia. I'm a TNA fan first, and I'm the first one to admit ICW is trumping everybody.
and
ICW.
it's the first promotion that is not a mainstream. That's not a mainstream promotion. It is an independent promotion. Just to make
No,
sure
no,
that's
I
out
get
there.
all that. Mark Dallas is probably the fucking best owner in professional wrestling.
Smartest too.
I'm gonna say that he's probably the best owner in professional wrestling. Um, Billy Kirkwood, I don't even need to curse. Billy Kirkwood is amazing. He makes everything so much more epic. He's kind of like um, my Don West to ICW. He makes everything feel more special. You have so many moving parts in that company that everything
Simon
just looks.
Cassidy is another good one.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's so many cool things. Like I could diss the guy with the he she, but you know what though? That makes you not like somebody. That means they're doing their fucking job. Like I said, I like to joke around because if you make everything sound the same, it's just another fucking two idiots talking wrestling. So I'm gonna take shots at certain people just because we got to make it interesting. Not everybody can be great. Not everybody can be doing the fucking dopest shit because then it just sounds like we're kissing ass.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna take shots at certain people that I don't like as much as the other people. And I don't like them. That means they're doing their job. So kudos to what's his name,
Christopher Saint,
Christopher Saint, and
the King of the North, James Scott,
no, no, no. I'm talking about the thing that was out the ring.
and Fedham.
Amphetamine. I don't know if you guys know what amphetamines are, but
No, amphetamine. It's anamphetamine.
oh, okay, my fault. My fault. My see where hey, say no to drugs, ladies and gentlemen. Um, real talk though, it was an awesome show. I think I said enough.
Well, I know you wanted to get into certain people that you like to see in your brand.
Oh my god, you have no
as well.
idea. All right, if I had a fucking wish list, right? And I'll end this here. I had a long freaking day at work. Um, if I had my TNA wish list right now, and here it goes, I sound like the biggest cocksucker in the world because I'd be poaching ICW talent, but I wouldn't be because guys like Galloway and Bram and Grado, they still work in ICW and they still do their thing. Um, Jester. I'm a huge Jack Jester guy. I've liked Jack Jester for a long time. Um, I love Kaylee Ray. I think she's a badass
And
chick.
if you don't know who Kaylee Ray is, check the middle of my little profile screen right here. That's who I'm talking about, KRL, baby.
Yeah, love Kaylee Ray. I love fucking Viper. I think Viper's freaking badass. Um, it's Renfro, Kaylee Ray, Jack Jester, Jimmy Havoc, Louis Gervin, Lionheart. I have.
Here's a good question for you, actually. If you were the Black Label and you could have any ICW wrestler, and who would be your 5 for that ICW match?
How they did in Fear and Loathing?
Yes, who would be your 5 to support the Black Label? And any, it doesn't
Oh well,
matter.
first off, my team captain is going to be Bram. The big homie is definitely going to be there. He's my ace in the hole.
So that's 1 to 5.
So that's my first guy. Drew Galloway is definitely number 2.
2 of 5.
Lionheart goes back.
3 of 5.
Shit. You know what's fucked up? That I'm gonna have to. No, I want to use him just because of Kaylee Ray. Fuck that guy, Stevie Boy.
Wow.
Yeah, I have to. Jimmy Havoc goes 4. Well, is he considered ICW?
Yeah.
Okay, so Jimmy Havoc. And I have to go back to Jack Jester. So it's pretty much the Black Label just with Jimmy Havoc.
All right, now for me, I'd have to say, since you already took those guys, I'm gonna go with Trent Seven.
Ooh, good call.
Chris Renfrew.
Ooh, another good call.
Whew, I'm gonna say Kenny Williams.
I don't know who Kenny Williams could even touch on my list,
Lionheart.
but okay. And my man Lionheart will punch his face off.
I'm gonna say Charlie Sterling. And for a good bit of muscle, I'm gonna say Joe Coffey, the Iron Man.
Okay, I got no problem with most of your list except for Sterling. Sterling is so new that you don't. We did see a nice little bit in this match, but whatever. But as of Lionheart versus Kenny Williams, my man will punch his fucking head off his fucking shoulders. Like, come on, man. He'll kick his fucking head off his shoulders. Ladies and gentlemen,
well,
I had a wonderful time.
But...
I'm out of here because I want to lay down. To be honest with you, I had a great time. Whenever he wants me back on, I'm definitely going to be on. I love ICW.
Well, if there is a show next week, I mean, I definitely have no problem with that. I hope to be on yours next week as well.
No, because TNA is going to do their stupid ass best of 2016 probably, and I'm not going to do a review. And I know this is off the topic, but anybody who watches TNA in the UK, it's we call Billy Corgan Triple B, bad booking Billy. Corgan era sucks. Thank God it's over. And let me say congratulations to the UK fans, because I know for sure that you guys have that app coming out
that you have to pay for.
It's $1.99. Absolutely, you can make that face. You guys are going to get your TNA, and the beautiful thing about that is, if you guys don't know who Nonstop Sharia is, and I know, I don't know about plugging other people.
No, I have no problem with that.
She's an amazing young fucking, she does review. She did a review that she straight up challenged, promote, do shit. And everybody was asking, what are we going to do? Challenge dropped them. Fuck challenge. Girl from the UK challenge.
Well, speaking about her, and this is a great time where I'm also going to plug that in as well. She also does ICW reviews as well.
Oh yeah, so she goes to ICW. My homegirl's been to ICW. I've seen it. Like, she's an amazing young talent. She does what she does. I'm even going to say I'm a good friend. But she keeps it 100. She's not one of these fucking marks. So she says it how she sees it. And if you don't like it, too fucking bad. Don't follow her. But you should follow someone who keeps it real, because she keeps it real. And if she says fuck challenge. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm out. Peace, God. If you like TNA, check me out on TNA Mafia Facebook page. 1.
And also, this is the one time where I get to say here for about a good 2-3 minutes and say thank you for watching this. We do what we do for you, and especially as journalists, or what they call muckrakers. we love what we do, and me personally, I love wrestling, and I love the sport of professional wrestling. It's my livelihood, and I live for this. And I go and I watch ICW, and I could have a hard day, and ICW puts a smile on my face because I know that these wrestlers bust their asses, that sit home and work very hard throughout the days of the week, and finally when they sit home, they want to have a good time. They want to have see something memorable. And so I want to say thank you to ICW. I want to say thank you to Mark Dallas for building this fantastic promotion that I have fallen in love with. I want to say thank you to all my Twitter fans for hanging in there with me. We've almost had 30 followers. I wanna say thank you for this podcast that I'm able to do with you guys. And I hope you guys have a great Christmas. If Ice Noom does not put on another episode of Fight Club or any type of little small show, and if not, Merry Christmas, everyone. Happy holidays. Stay safe. Get home safe. Thank you for watching this again. This is the Doc, and I'm out here. Thank you so much. Have a great night, guys.